Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This is William Heinman, and I'm your host, and this is Just Force 911 as we look at how our public officials do their job where they completely and totally screw it up. Well, we have a sergeant who decided to be what's the word? A-hole. Yeah, there you go. This sovereign citizen cop decided that he knows more than every other person on the planet because he's a moron, and ends up arresting a person in the media for being on the outside of the police tape taking pictures of a deadly crash. But because his ego is hurt, he decides to charge him with obstruction of official business, which means the cop is a dumbass and shouldn't be a cop because he's a moron, doesn't know what he's doing, and now he's costing the taxpayers a buttload of money because of his insecure crap. Yeah, basically it. So let's take a look at this, and you tell me what you think. Here we go.
Freelance journalist is suing the city of Cincinnati and a police sergeant for malicious prosecution and false arrest. He says police handcuffed him and put him in the back of a cruiser because he was taking video of a deadly car crash scene from behind the crime scene tape. WCPO 9 I-Team reporter Paula Christian tells us why a jury may decide if the city pays thousands of dollars in damages over what happened.
That's the crime scene tape.
Not.
Because this is a crime scene. You're in the street. Got to go back down that way.
Nope. Don't.
Got to go back down that way.
Calvin Andrus has been a freelance journalist and professional videographer for 30 years. He was taking video of the aftermath of a car crash in Northside last November when a Cincinnati police sergeant tried to move him. His body camera video shows what happened next.
And I'm not in the crime scene. I walked right in. I didn't go under any crime scene tape whatsoever.
Police later said this driver was fleeing from an attempted traffic stop, speeding away, losing control, and crashing into a building. The driver died. As Andrus tried to get information, the sergeant can be heard saying that he's moving the crime scene tape back and taking Andrus to jail.
Well, you're going to jail, so it's not going to stay long.
No, I'm not going to go to jail for what? What's charge? What charge? What crime are you going to charge me with?
Police charged him with one count of obstructing official business.
This incident turned.
Okay, whoa, stop right here. Okay, we're going back through the 3 steps, okay? If a public official violates their oath of office, it should be a felony automatically. Not a misdemeanor, not knocked down, nothing, felony, done deal, okay? Second one, if a police officer charges you with a charge and the DA decides not to charge it, it goes back on the officer because they're all scumbag liars. Third one, and this comes from one of my subscribers, that every officer should be accredited. If you lose your credibility, you can no longer be an officer. So sad, too bad. Now, when you say credibility, what am I talking about? Just like a doctor, a lawyer, or an accountant. They all have insurance policies, and that's what we need to have for our cops. So let me know what you guys think.
Turned very ugly for Calvin. I mean, he was cuffed and thrown into the back of a police cruiser. He stayed there for more than an hour and a half.
Attorney Steve Gooden says Andrus had chest pains and thought he was having a heart attack, but it was actually a panic attack, which resulted in an overnight hospital stay.
That's a traumatic experience for anybody.
Gooden is a former prosecutor and an ex-city council member who represented Andrus on his criminal charge, a misdemeanor that Gooden says the city refused to dismiss for months. I asked City Hall and Cincinnati Police to comment on this criminal case on June 24th. A day later, the charge was dropped at the request of the city of Cincinnati and in the interests of justice. 4 months later, on October 11th, Andrus filed a federal lawsuit seeking damages for pain and suffering, emotional distress, and to pay his medical bills, plus punitive damages and an order that prevents police from blocking the media's access to future newsworthy events.
Now, keep in mind, guys, if this goes through, the taxpayers of Cincinnati are the ones that are going to have to pay the bill, not the scumbag cop that did this. He gets away scot-free. Well, probably got a promotion out of it. That's what I don't get. These scumbags break the law and cost us money, and we give them promotions? What is wrong with you people? Wake up.
Does it limit the public's ability to know what is happening?
That's precisely our concern.
Gooden says police tried to expand the crime scene for more than 2 acres. He says for no legitimate reason.
It was being extended to move Mr. Andrus out of the crime scene to a place where he couldn't record it.
A spokesperson for the city declined to comment on this case. Paula Christian, WCPO 9, IT.
Isn't that amazing? They didn't want to answer questions. Well, tough crap, man. You guys are public servants. It is your job to ask questions when we ask them. Your job is to answer them when we ask them. It is your job. Wake up, people. Start holding your public officials accountable. Guys, have a nice night and be safe.